Warriors fans, we have your daily Warriors update. What are we pointing to? Again, these dates. GP2, he already exercised his contract. In 2 days from this recording is June 22nd. We'll know what happens with Looney, if they guarantee him or they cut him. Of course, Chris Paul coming up, some other stuff. But the main story has been Klay Thompson. We have an update on his conversations with the Warriors per Anthony Slater of The Athletic. It's frozen. What is not frozen is Kenny Atkinson, our assistant coach, is now apparently the front runner, to get the Cleveland Cavaliers job. We're going to break this down for you in this episode of Warriors Digest. And fans, Randy Silver here. Thank you for being with us daily. If you're not, I see only 14% of the people watching are subscribed. Please subscribe so you don't miss any updates daily as we get into draft, free agency, summer league, Olympics, and more. Here we go. Klay Thompson. So what's the update? Klay Thompson has no contract offer on the table before NBA free agency. No contract offer. Per the new rules, once the season is over, so the Celtics win the finals, season's over, offseason starts, the team is able to, the team that has a free agent or impending free agent is able to negotiate with that person. That is why Malik Monk was able to get his 4-year, $72, $80 million deal, something like that. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But apparently, per Slater, there's been no productive discussion between the Warriors and Thompson or his representatives. Adding that talks are essentially frozen. What's out there? Klay wants at least 3 years, if not 4. Matches what Steph got, matches what Dre got. Warriors supposedly offering him 2. Magic supposedly would only offer him 2 as well. In the same article, Anthony Slater said it's going to be a colder market than you would expect for veterans, especially in this new double aprons. Because why? You can't get a third superstar anymore. You got to save money for people homegrown. Like JT is about to get the bag, $300 million plus. That means that in the next year or two, when that deal kicks in, they couldn't get some of the players that they would get this year or previous years. Warriors in that scenario. Other teams are in that scenario. Magic, they're going to be in that scenario. So why would they want to put 3 years, maybe a bunch of money on Klay or other veterans when they need to be able to pay their young stars? Or they know that collectively, collusion's a strong word to use. The league isn't giving veterans a bunch of money, so you don't have to offer that much. So maybe Klay not taking the 2 years, $48 million could have been actually a bad idea. We reported a couple of days ago, apparently his teams are going to offer him $30 million. Maybe that's not happening anymore if they're offering less. But what matters to Klay, per the reports, the respect factor. He wants 3 years, not 2. Reportedly, the Warriors are only giving 2. Talks are frozen right now. The Magic would only give 2. This is not a good sign as we go into our offseason outlook. Again, we're at the $174 million, not including Klay. Depending what happens with Looney, if we lose Looney, we only eat $3 million, so it takes you to $171. Chris Paul is not coming back at $30 million, so that would take you to $141. Klay can get $15, $20 million, puts you at $160, $165 in that range, and you're below the apron, but it doesn't give you a lot to do. So the question is, what is going to happen with Warriors and Klay? Let us know your thoughts of what you think should happen, because this is the big thing. This will be the domino that falls for a lot of other free agents happening, and of course, in Warriors land. And stay connected here, because we will do a live stream when we find out what happens, either cheering or being sad. It could go for signing or unsigning him, however you feel. Personally, for me, I love to sign him, get him between $15, $20 million in that range, be able to get some other players to come in. I know that I saw some comments like, yo, that's way too low for Klay. It may be, but if he really wants to win the title, he has a bunch of money. I know Draymond got $25 million, but it was before the second apron stuff really starts kicking in, so it's a different era per se. If he walked away, I'll be happy for him to make the decision for himself. That's what free agency is. That's why you fight for it. But I will be sad to not have him on the Warriors. Who may not be with the Warriors is Kenny Atkinson. And why is that? Supposedly, per rumors, he is gaining steam as the main frontrunner for the Cavs head coaching job amid James Borrego buzz. We reported earlier, it was actually flip-flopped about a week ago. Borrego was a top contender. The Lakers had some interest. Now that the Pistons have an open job, they have some interest. But it looks like Kenny may become the guy there. Though James Borrego was initially seen as the favorite to land Cleveland Cavaliers head coach job, Kenny Atkinson is reportedly gaining steam per NBA insider Mark Stein. He's our main assistant coach, top assistant coach. I've seen many of the comments. Most people wouldn't mind if he went. So maybe if he goes and we get another experienced head coach who's on the market, Monty Williams. Who's on Team USA coaching with Steve Kerr? Monty Williams. So maybe that could be a 1-2. You bring him over. Yes, it didn't work in Phoenix. He did take him to the finals. It did not work in Detroit. That's just a bad team. Him as your number one assistant, I love that. And if Steve Kerr is really done in 2 years, when his contract is up, you promote Monty up to be the head coach. I don't think that's a bad idea. Let me know your thoughts. Stein also reported that Minnesota Timberwolves assistant Mike Inori is in the contention for the job. However, right now, it seems like it's Kenny Atkinson, and what the Cavs do will have a direct impact on the Pistons. Of course, they're much later, you would think, in their search because they just fired Monty, unless they were doing stuff behind the scenes. We need to know offseason outlook. Again, here we go as our roster. What's happening with Chris Paul? We'll know in a couple days what's happening with Looney, so be on the lookout for that. We'll have all of it. Draft is coming up. Some people have said, Randy, who would you pick? We've done a bunch of draft videos on the players we brought in and some good stuff. So I'll be cooking up a video, the top 3 people that I think the Warriors should draft. And what do we need? Shooting, agility, size, rebounding, defensive stalwart in the rim protection area. So you can imagine that's kind of where I'm going with, a 3-and-D player or a big man who is 7 foot. Klay update, Kenny update. Thank you all for being here. Let me know your thoughts on what we talked about today. And stay tuned. If news breaks, we'll have a new video coming out today. If not, I'll see you tomorrow.